Welcome to today's program, You and Your Environment. I'm Gilbert, your uncle. With me today, I have two gentlemen, and we are going to discuss the issue of erosion. Erosion problem has been a problem in this our state across, and let us say something about it. With me, I have a PSP officer, comrade OSAWARU. ADENIJI, you are welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Gilbert. Thank you once again, Deltans. It is you and your environment.
Yeah. And I have Director of Communication and Orientation Bureau, comrade Timothy AGBARAGU. You are welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Gilbert. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Deltans.
So I remain your host, Gilbert OLIE. Now let's start this today. Erosion. Erosion, very long time ago, it has been a collaboration between the state and federal government in trying to checkmate the menace of erosion in the state. We talk about Bompa, Wanta, and others that they have, tried to rescue. Because that time, if you go to Bompa, you cannot even pass because it's deep gully inside the town, not even outside. You understand? So, but now when you go to Bompa, in fact, the place is now a very good environment. So, Sawaru,
Yes, sir.
what do we mean by erosion?
Okay, thank you again, Mr. Gilbert. Viewers, once again, happy new month. I think this is our first appearance this month. I want to say erosion is as a result of the washing away of surfaces on the earth, either through wind, water, or natural causes. And erosion are in different forms. We have water erosion, we have sand erosion, which is landslide erosion, and we also have another form of erosion, which is volcanic erosion. Because when volcano erupts, the lava that comes out of it, they move like an erosion too, and they take over lands and habitable natures that are around. But at this context, let's limit it within our context of our climate, and for what is affecting every one of us here, we'll limit it to water. I know Bonkpa had also experienced landslide erosion, and I think it's not too common in Nigeria. Landslide erosion is not too common in Nigeria. But what is so peculiar to us here is the water erosion. and which most times it is caused by man. It is caused by man. Like in Delta State now, where we all are experiencing the kind of heavy rainfall brought to climate change. Like I said, it's a natural thing that occurs through nature. You understand? Because of the heavy rainfall of climate change that has occurred to the whole globe now, we are now experiencing serious erosion. But I'll tell you that the erosion is affecting us seriously because of man-made activities and utterances to the plan and the movement of water to find its way. Yes. So that is what we're passing through now in Delta State. So for now, let me allow my next panelist.
Okay, so the man from the orientation and bureau, I know quite well that your office is, traumatized or very, close to knowing about all these disasters or whatever here. So what do you think you can tell the people about erosion?
Thank you very much, Mr. Gilbert and viewers. Just as my fellow panelists discussant have explained or defined what erosion is all about and what it means, the next question now is what is the Bureau doing? Yes. In terms of minimizing the effect of erosion in our people, to our people. Yes, because as we all know, erosion is partly caused by man. Okay. And also erosion can also be caused by nature. Now, for the nature, sometimes as humans, we may not have the solution to it because it can be beyond our control. That's why it is called nature. However, what of the man-made erection? It is as a result of our activities, that can now escalate the effect of erosion when it comes. But especially when you talk about building houses or projects on natural ways, even roads, and building roads without drainages very big enough or wide enough to carry water and debris, to the final destination, pour it out to the river or the sea. That also can cause erosion. Not only that, the refusal by some of us to clear our drainages is also a problem. Now the drainages have been constructed by government because that is government's responsibility. Government have done that for us now. It is also, it behoves on us as a people to also assist the government to see that we clear those drainages so that they don't block. When the erosion comes, it will now overpour drainages and go to houses and cause damages and untold destruction, untold predicament to those who are living around. So what do? Yes, as orientation bureau, our responsibility is sensitization and enlightenment. Those things that cause erosion, particularly the man-made, we harp on that so that we tell people to avoid doing such things, just as the ones we have enumerated, and to clear their drainages. And the solution to erosion can be immediate, can be short-term, and can be long-term. Now, what is the immediate when the erosion comes? The immediate one is that people should go away from lowlands so that when the erosion comes, it will not caught them by surprise. And when that happens, they can also be saved. Their life and property can be saved. And they should do that at a very good time. When the meteorological experts warn us beforehand that so time, and so period, the erosion will come, water will overpour because of the dam that they open at times. You will discover that this year there was not much rain. Not much rain. But you see that because of the water that was opened, I mean the dam that was opened, water is now coming. They are not saying that about 17 or 27 states will be affected this period of this October. Now that we have known that, the government is sensitizing the people, is creating awareness, enlightenment, that people should move from low land to higher land. And government has also, magnanimously built camps where if they move, they can now move to that area and secure their life and secure their property. So ours is sensitization, and you can see that the jingles have been going on in all the media as far as Delta State is concerned, and also the print media and electronic media, and even the social media. So that is what orientation is doing now. I thank my DG, Dr. Barrister Fred Lattimore, who is carrying this campaign seriously on jingles so that people become aware and to move away to save their life and property. So that is what the orientation bureau and communication bureau is doing right now.
So what I want to ask again is that is erosion the same thing as flood?
Okay.
Same thing as flood, because when you say erosion, then you say flood, flood water, erosion, water erosion. So what is the difference?
Okay, flood is flood. In a simple definition, flood is as a result of the overflow of the river.
Okay.
Of the river, of the ocean. Because even when they open the dam, they open it to the river.
Okay, yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So that trapped water that they were using as a turbine, when they open it, it flows into the river and it overflows.
Yes.
And why it overflows is that it enters the community. Why? Because as at the time they open the dam, the depth of the river or the source that traps water, it's already silted with sand.
Yes. Okay.
And it threatens the environment, because when water comes out with force, it does not have a cause.
Yes.
When it's going slowly, it can find a cause. But when it comes out, it does not have a cause. It opens and it just blows up anyway. So that's for flood. So when we're talking about erosion, erosion is as a result of overpouring of water, natural water. And what causes erosion is as a result of man-made activity. Like our drainage now. If you want to talk
but when the erosion is coming, does it come at once or it comes gradually?
No, when erosion when erosion comes, what causes erosion is as a result of blockage.
Okay.
Is what causes erosion as a result of blockage and access to where it's going to.
Okay.
If there is no access, it flows.
Okay. And gradually
start moving around and start taking
even,
highlands.
And even go to the person who even blocked it.
Who blocked it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because if you look at it now, the overflow, the erosion we're experiencing at Interval Roundabout.
Yes.
By ShopRite. Is as a result of epidemic flow, epileptic flow of the water.
Okay.
Because it is silted already. Yes. Because when you have heavy rainfall, the water moves. And if it gets to a level where it can, like you see, this place now is a third road that has a train.
Yes.
Why the water flows out is because the drain is filled up, is blocked and is filled up. So where it's supposed to discharge is already blocked. Or the discharging point is not discharging fast, it's discharging slowly.
Yes.
So that pressure, the water will find its level.
Okay.
I had an experience of the rain that fell last week Wednesday. Jesus Save, the drainage on Jesus Save is 6 feet deep.
Yes.
On Jesus Save Road.
Yes.
The one they dug there.
Yes.
When Okowa did, is 6 feet deep. But will it surprise you that that rain that fell that Wednesday, the drain of 6 feet could not hold it. It overflowed the drain and entered people's house.
Okay.
A 6 feet drain.
Very deep.
Very deep. But it was so filled because of the pressure of the water coming. And the access point was not flowing well.
Okay.
So the blockade there was not pushing the water. So the water was not storing. As it was storing, it had to start flowing.
Come back.
So that's the essence. That's what erosion usually comes through. And if you look at what's it called? Ibuzo Road.
Ibuzo Road.
They've been experiencing that thing for the past 16 years now. Because even the time of Udraga, they were still experiencing it.
All the drainage there
are supposed to channel. All the drainage are supposed they are blocked. They're supposed to channel to that Onyebi junction there where they go to carry the sand. Thank you. This is what we're talking about now. They're supposed to flow Ibuzo Road.
Yes.
By BYC junction.
They build all the drainages, but everything is
they are
blocked.
filtered.
They are not
flowing.
again.
So it is when the drain is not flowing, you experience
you can see
the road.
Yes.
You experience erosion, and it causes more damage. If you look at what we are experiencing at Ezenei now, it's as a result of erosion. Because the water that was pouring on the third road used to have an access. There was a borrow pit within that area where you are having this Ezenei issue. There was a borrow pit there where the water finds its level to. But somebody has bought that borrow pit land and filled it. Now the water that was not coming on the third road didn't have anywhere to go. It started storing on the road.
And that's why we are having that
as
problem.
It was storing, it was not affecting the asphalt. Because asphalt is not good with water. It started affecting. Before you know, it has caused more damage than we thought. And that's why when we talk about, what goes around comes around.
Seriously.
It does not matter if this responsibility of erosion or environmental matter is saddled to Ministry of Environment, Delta State Waste Management Board, but it is everybody's responsibility as far as Ministry of Lands and Survey, Ministry of Urban Planning, Ministry of Works. Because if they had done something, that the man that went to fill up that pit had not done that, this damage that is causing now the government, whether state or federal government, millions of naira wouldn't have occurred. Not just to federal government. Now it is now a threat to the citizens of Delta State. Look at what happened at what's it called, sir? Bishop Court Church yesterday. Did you see the video?
No, I didn't see it.
Sir, I would have sent it to you. Bishop Court by Federal College Junction.
Yes.
Yesterday, a heavy-duty 30-ton truck fell upon two buses. One Asaba on the chat bus and one transporter bus. Why? As a result of the bad road. Because heavy duty was passing there.
I think they said somebody was injured.
Yes, and the person did not die. And as a result of that falling of that road, because that road was not made to carry the kind of capacity. But irrespective of that, sir, every road has been built to carry both light and heavy duty. If with the specification of road building. Why that place failed was because erosion was not gathering in that place. Because I'm familiar with that place. Water started gathering at the front of that Bishop Court area. So the water was not eating up the asphalt. And as heavy duty was passing it, it was not making the asphalt to fail.
See the place well,
and now a big truck has fallen upon two vehicles. You can see the negligence of the government, how much it has cost the people that the government is supposed to be governing. even their lives and property? Do we have to wait, even we individuals, the citizenry, do we have to wait until erosion take over our house before we desilt the drain at the front of our house? Because when your property damages, government will not replace for you.
Yes.
They will not. So all you need to do is to take a proactive measure to ensure that flood. I don't know if you know Mr. Theophilus. He was supposed to be in this program.
Yes.
The flood that took place on Wednesday last week, even with the height of his working office premises, the flood took over his office. He came in the morning and he started bailing water. All his documents, computers, that is office. You've been there.
Yes.
And that is where he has a 6 feet drain. His house is at the front. His office is at the front of his 6 feet drain. But the 6 feet drain was filled with water. And entered his own compound is also high.
And there
from
was
the water level. And there is a barricade.
A barricade, yes.
A wall, a semi-fence wall.
Yes.
It flowed through the semi-fence wall, entered into his office, and soaked his property and his wife's supermarket. He came in the morning and saw water logged in his wife's supermarket and his office. And that's a place that have a 6 feet drain in front of his office premises. So it's a holistic responsibility of everybody. So like we're just saying now, erosion at this era that we are in now, if we don't tackle it, I guess it was the experience that our past governor had, that his house was carried by flood, by erosion, but it wasn't flood. The government house was carried by erosion. That was what prompted the past governor, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, to ensure that he doled out funds to manage this storm drain. Now, because he affected him. Because he affected him. Until this thing affects the people in the government, they will never see it as a sacred responsibility to be proactive in it. When our governor, the present governor, is going to the airport, he does not follow through his name. He comes out summit to the airport. If he's going to Warri, he comes out, he goes the road, well-timed, fly over, straight to Warri. If he had been following that route, he would have understood what we are passing through. When he used to follow Summit Junction by that Shafa, when we have a very bad spot there, because that is his route to the airport, there was a palliative done on that place. So until it affects these people will never know what the people that are governing are passing through.
So, AGBARAGU, so how do you see this problem now? What advice you have for both government, you are in the government anyway, and the people?
Thank you very much. You know, the government has responsibility. In short, the responsibility is even constitutional responsibility. That you have to provide for infrastructure. You have to provide to protect the lives and property of citizenry. That is a responsibility. And it is a very, very weighty responsibility. In the sense that, for example, tying into erosion matters. When you are constructing roads, you bring in good construction companies
And
good planners, good surveyors, because they have to test the soil, to know the kind of materials they are going to use. You see, for example, let me give an example. If we are traveling to Kwale from Asaba, there is always a spot that, do that 2012 flood. You remember, no, 222, rather. 222, and even 2012. Remember a particular spot that if you enter, it's like a sea. It's like you're going to a sea. And boys comes to push the vehicle for you before you can pass.
In those days.
Now, what must have caused that kind of challenge in that particular place is because of the road that was not properly constructed, or good materials were not used, or the standard was very low, because that place is more or less like a low level,
Valley.
Yes.
Like a valley.
like a valley. So no matter how you construct the road, without taking to cognizance the peculiar nature of that very particular spot, water will always gather when rain falls. And when water gathers, it does not find its way out. That's where my brother is saying that the asphalt
does not joke
with water.
Yes, it's not.
There are two enemies.
Yes, really.
So once you continue to soak the water, before you know it depressed.
Yes, and everything
Everything will just go wash away. And that is where erosion will start from that very particular area. So, like what the present administration is doing, the Borewori administration is commendable, especially what is doing in that flyover at Warri. The Julius Berger that is using, they have a name.
That's true.
They have a name, and they will not lower their standard for any political reasons.
Yes.
Because
no matter how,
no matter what, either you accept me and my quotation, modus operandi, I'm a standard or I leave. Those are the kind of companies that the government, saddled with the responsibility of constructing roads, should be using. It's not this make and shift, wheelbarrow and truck kind of shovel companies. They don't have a name to protect.
yes,
Well, once that is done, it's that the roads that are being constructed by such companies, they last well, and they take into cognizance even the erosion factor into cognizance. So that is for government. The advice to government is that they should use good companies that have names, that they have standards, so that when they construct a road, that road will be standard and it will last for a very long time. Erosion cannot happen to that particular road, that particular road, because there are going to be culverts.
yes.
They are going to build also drainages, very wide ones, because of the nature of the place. All those will be taken into consideration before actually they now talk of the bill of quantity and whatever.
Yes.
Now, having said that, so government has a very big responsibility. Now that some of these roads are caving in because of poor standard work,
Yes.
the government, though it entails colossal, sum of money.
Yes.
However, the life of the people
It's
and the property of the people are paramount, because that is your constitutional responsibility. So government should not patronize companies that are not, into
substandard.
that they are into substandards. That is that. Now, for the people, and not only that, government also has they have agencies
Okay, yes.
that monitor, areas that you can build on and you cannot build on.
Yes.
For example, Ministry of Urban Water Resources and Planning. They have that responsibility. However influential the person is in the society, if he's constructing any project,
But are you sure they are even communicating with them? Are they using their services?
that is what
Because it's only when you are told that you will, effect your own whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
You understand?
you are correct.
Uh-huh.
However, look at it from this perspective. You are here now. You have a responsibility today
Yeah.
to anchor this program. Is it not so?
Yes.
Good. Now you have a responsibility to bring in discussants
Yes. Yes.
to discuss on this very particular
Yes.
topic. You don't mean to say you don't have to be aware, because that is your responsibility to ensure that this program succeeds. So what am I saying? There is a nexus to what the town planners should do. From time to time, you cannot tell me that a project that took place for more than 1 year, the
not
town
aware.
planners are not aware that such thing is happening. Then there is
to go and monitor and
Monitor
even stop the,
and stop the
if
project.
it's not
And
a
advise.
standard.
So is that not a negligence
You see, that's
on
it.
their part?
Yes.
Will you say it is because the people don't? Why was I going to tell me that I'm committing the crime? How will I go and tell the person
Somebody I want to commit
that
crime.
will arrest me?
Yeah.
Is it possible?
It's true. That's true.
If there is any way I can dodge
You can dodge the whole
the
thing
person from seeing me,
Yes.
I will do so now.
and collect the money.
I collect the money. So those ministries should not abdicate
should
their
do their work.
responsibility. They should monitor all areas as far as Asaba is concerned and other areas in the
But when
state.
they are monitoring, they give them small change. in
Compromise.
finish, which is very bad.
Compromise,
Compromise.
Yeah.
which is also wrong. So that is where government has to come in also. The monitoring should monitor the monitor.
Yes.
You understand?
Right.
If the Ministry of Works or urban plan is not doing their work, then agencies that are supposed to monitor them should also monitor them,
That's true.
so that they take up their responsibility very seriously.
Yeah.
So because, for example, and also, I would not say government per se, but those in government who have the power, who have the influence, who have the financial muscle, because they have that, they should not abuse the office by erecting buildings on where they know.
Yes, because
It
it's
is
mostly
wrong.
they themselves that have the power. That are the people that always
They're the one that break
you
the
know,
law now.
break
You
the
understand?
law.
It's the man that makes the
You
law that breaks
understand?
the law.
Because even a common person cannot go and block a
At
drainage
all.
because they know that they will not do them anything.
Exactly.
You see, that is true.
So that is also responsibility of the government. That those in power should not abuse the power by
Yes.
contravening the law. You understand? And see that nothing can happen.
Yes, you can imagine where they go and monitor a project. After finishing the project within 3 months is gone, which is very bad.
Very bad.
You understand? Like what you said about Ogro's project in Warri. I remember one time like that I visited Akpabio when Akpabio was the governor. He did not use any local contractor. He said if you want to do any contractor and you're a local contractor, look at what you have to do. You will not do anything like construction.
Roads.
And all the construction he did in Akpabio, both the flyovers, if you go to Akpabio today, that's the respect that guy is having till today. You understand? When you see the flyover
kind
here,
of roads,
flyover there,
the
the
quality
roads
of
there,
roads,
everywhere there,
Quality.
you can imagine where, you know, it's a riverine area. It's not like even our home here that
It's
we are
upland.
up a bit. You understand? If you go now, maybe rain falls. You understand? Before, let's say, 30 minutes, let me give it like that, you will not see water again. And you will not see where it's flowing to. Because everywhere is covered. It's only the discharge point that you will see that, so all this water that are coming from everywhere, this is where they are going to. You understand? So by using the beggar, in fact, it's a good one.
Yes.
But you should also look at other areas because we have many things to do. The past government, they have not been using the beggar. So, and many of the roads they have done, they are all bad. You understand? So what he has to do is to also look inward, look into the, especially, okay, now that this road is bad now, the inside the town now is where all these pillars are passing. All these heavy trucks, they are passing through the inside the town. And that is why you saw what happened that day.
Yes.
You understand?
Because yesterday.
So I think we have to appeal to government to also
Yes.
take proactive action
Yes.
in also
Yes.
bringing in
Yes.
all this thing.
So that is for the
yeah.
government now.
Good.
That for the, and for us
Yeah.
individually, we also have responsibility to take care of projects of government. When a government has put a project in place, it is our responsibility to protect that project.
Yes.
not to cause damages to it. For example, the drainage.
Yes.
The drainage pass through our homes.
Mm.
And in front of our home.
And many of them, they block.
Why should we be bringing in debris into that place
to our
and
drainages.
pour it there?
And it blocks
Is it because the PSP are not rising up to their responsibility? Because I've had cause to see where, even where the designated areas that they're supposed to, some tenants or some landlords complain that, look at, I've put this thing for a year for several days, sometimes going to a month, and even the debris is overpouring. So the PSP have not been able to come and evacuate it. So if this thing fail now, where am I taking the others to? Will I continue to heap it there until it becomes a mountain? Well, they may say that perhaps, I don't know how their financial muscle is, or how they get their money and whatever. Is it government is paying them, or people are paying them, but they are refusing to pay? That may be another ball game. However, we as individuals should not be blocking the drainages. That is on our part. Communities have role to play.
Yes.
Communities have role to play. The communities should also ensure, put certain regulations in place, so that if any of the member of that community contravene those regulations by trying to block the drainages that pass through our communities, they should be sanctioned.
Yes.
The community can sanction anybody, so long as there's an infraction of a regulation that we have mutually accepted.
Yes.
That this will be our rules. If there is a infraction, you can sanction the person. So it also, communities should also rise up to the occasion. Local government should not also be left out.
Yes.
Because
yes.
government is a tertiary of, we are operating a tertiary of government.
Yes.
The federal,
Yes.
the state, and the local government.
Yes.
The local government is closer to the people.
Yes.
They are the ones close to the grassroots. And it is the accumulation of negligence
Yes.
from the grassroots that we are now experiencing at the state level.
Yes.
And that is also what is telling at the federal level also. So the communities, the local government should also rise up to the occasion and to do their job. If all of us, put our hands together, you see that erosion, though it cannot be totally be avoided, but there are some that can be avoided. We avoid those ones. Then when the natural one comes, it will be easier for the government even to channel resources to those natural ones that come independent of our own making, than to be channeling resources again for things that we're supposed to do for ourselves. And they will now be looking forward to natural ones that will now bring another damage that they will continue to. So where is the resources? It's just like you now. You have your limited resources in your family. Individuals have limited resources. In the same way, government have limited resources.
This place you are showing now is Opana.
So by doing that, you see that the place will be safe for all of us. And damages and destruction of these things, even though they occur, it will be minimized to the very
So let's start from there.
Okay, thank you. Like the topic is talking about prevention and management.
Yes.
And my discussant here has said so many things on how we can prevent it, starting from we individual to the government. Because even the local government is government, the state government is government, the federal government is government, all of them are government. They have equal responsibility and capacity to do this work. So now that this issue is becoming a nightmare.
Yes.
Erosion is becoming a nightmare.
Serious one. People are dying.
It's because I'm even surprised that DPS is not aware of the incident that happened yesterday as a result of erosion causing problem on the express that has now metamorphosed to the roads in the in the internal and that has not cost somebody's life. I'm surprised that it is not on the news.
That thing was destroyed. See, I see the vehicle.
The two vehicles. Now,
destroyed.
that is the one that we are seeing, that we were privileged to see. How about those ones that their house, they were displaced? We are talking about IDP camp because some people flood has taken them. We now have internal IDP. A lot of people now, they don't need flood before a lot of Nigerians now, due to the economical situation, a lot of people are now displaced people because they can't pay rent. They can't feed. Their house has been taken over by erosion. So we have more internal displaced people within the high areas than those people that are by the river bank. Now those people now, what is supposed to be their responsibility or government's responsibility is to look after them. So like we are saying, the best way for us to saddle this responsibility is to ensure that every office sits up on the responsibility given to them. We have the office of the project and monitoring under the office of the governor of the state.
Yes.
Project monitoring. What project are you monitoring? Was it not the governor on his own that went to monitor one project around the Kwale area and he saw that the drainage they were doing was nonsense?
Yes.
And he has somebody who he has saddled that responsibility to monitor projects. Look at the road they just did opposite Rain Oil by SPC here.
SPC, okay.
The
yes.
road is less than 60 days.
Yes. Is that an issue?
As I talk to you now, the road has started failing.
Hey, God.
Even with the drain. Even with the drain, it has side drain. Yes. But as I talk to you now, it's failing. Why? Poor material. Poor service. Poor construction. Poor supervision. Yes. Poor monitoring from the government house itself. Now the road is failing because everybody is now looking for access road when it comes to flooding. Seriously? And a road that is not supposed to be traffic like that will become traffic because other routes are blocked. Yes. You see why the Norths are enjoying their routes? Because as the rain falls there, it has access to move. The erosion have access to go through. But yeah, we think, I don't know if we call ourselves modern people, but we are modernizing at the same time, retrogressing in the life of development. Because if you see the kind of structures we're building, when we build these structures, we don't put measures in place to save that structure and save the environment where the structure is. That is what we're really facing, sir. Look at all the roads that was done in the last dispensation. As I talk to you, I will say 70% of those roads done in the last dispensation within Asaba Metropolis, they are gone. Why? Because somebody has failed to handle the responsibility of desilting the drains for water to flow seamlessly. Like I told you, the project our past governor did, it didn't take him 1 year to do this storm drain that linked to Anwar River. Because, that's why the Opanam storm drain.
That thing is saving.
He's saving them there now because he was affected. Yes. So do we need to start carrying a prayer to God? Say, Father, let this thing that is affecting the poor, let it affect the rich man. Wow. Are you not now wicked? Because even the Bible said, love your neighbor, with your neighbor well. Now, because of what we are passing through now, we now see that if it does not affect the rich, the poor are left to die. Look at what happened in Borno now. Yes. Even the vice president of this federation, his house was submerged by water.
Yes. He couldn't control it.
He couldn't control it. So sometimes when some people make a prayer point, you don't blame them. Because they say, what it touch eye, make it touch nose. So should we be making such prayer now that, God, let erosion take over our excellency's house. Let it take the minister for aviation house. Do we need to pray for those kind of prayer points?
The Bible says pray for your enemies.
Yes, it says pray for the enemies. You understand? And with your neighbor well.
Yes.
So, sir, what we need to do now is to ensure, since we are now seeing the dilapidated level of our drainages, let everybody now, the government should do a fire brigade desilting of all drains, and those linkage should be open. Like that Igbuzo junction now. I passed there yesterday. Sir, the manhole there, there, you can see the siltedness of the manhole.
Just to open it.
Debris are coming in. Sands are coming in. Those trailers that pack sand from the beach, as they are moving, the sands are dropping on the road. And you know one thing about sand, it's just a matter of time you will see a trailer load of sand on the road. It's a matter of time. It's a gradual process.
And it will
flush into the drain. As the rain falls, it washes it. It washes it. It washes
and if
it.
you don't decide,
it will not flow. It will remain there. So I think that we need to call all the stakeholders in place.
And if somebody go to park that sand now, they will arrest the person.
Thank you. So we need to call all stakeholders. All hands needs to be on deck, because it will be more damage than to repair. Now these roads that are damaged now is going to cost 2 times the money that they would have used to maintain it and do it well. Okay, you were talking about Julius Becker and everything, sir. Even me, as I am here, if I am given a contract to build a house, it's for me to bring expertise to do the job for me, and have somebody to monitor me doing that job, and I will do it well. But if I don't have expertise, and you that are supposed to come and monitor the job, you are compromising. I saw a clip in TikTok where the man was giving a contract of 10 million naira. It was announced publicly that a contract of $10 million have been given to him to do XYZ road. Immediately they gave the man the check. But this one, they didn't give him a check, they gave him the cash in a briefcase. In the presence of the press and everything. Immediately they gave the man, everybody clapped, they don't give you money. As the man moved to enter the office to appreciate the people, they started opening the briefcase. And everybody started picking. The House of Rep member picked, the senator picked, the councillor picked. As the guy was going, everybody was picking. Even Clark was just going to pick his own. At the end, the man was left with what? Nothing. So do you know what he did? He went to the spot where they say he should do the road. Pour charcoal, draw what's it called? Tape there, and tell the man, and put a very big signboard. The signboard is even more expensive than the work he did there. And put a very big signboard. This is the road constructed. See. They should come and do the commissioning. So these factors are also affecting.
And all of them now will be happy going to do the commission, and
so
because they are eating the money.
These factors are also affecting our local contractors. You know why you call these big contractors? Because they don't compromise. But the local contractor will definitely compromise, or else they will give it to Paul, since Peter refused it, that he's an upright person. And Peter, hungry, will beat him. And when he goes to beg Paul, Paul will say, and they give you now, you not take now, you know, so you be Jesus, call Jesus to give you food. So in managing this erosion, all hands needs to be on deck. We need to call a spade a spade. They just showed us a clip now of our office here. Thank God for that drainage that is done in front of this office now. Sir, as I talk to you by now, this place would have been abandoned. It's either DBS would have been on rent. Rent, or DBS would have been shut down now, because I knew what happened to them. All the equipment that worth millions of naira were destroyed in this place. Even this place you were sitting down,
you can't sit,
was taken over. So thank God for that. And imagine such project.
Even after they have done it,
there was an heavy flow. That barricade did. There was an heavy fall again. And it also affected them. So what I'm trying to say, that government should now stand up. See, maintenance, the Western world, if you go to London, you still see a house of over 200 years. Why? Standing. Why? Maintenance. When they see this place is cracking, they go there, amend it, arrange it, then still leave it and paint it. Maintenance culture, the government is failing. We don't know how to maintain anything. And that is where we are really failing. Even to our individuals. It's not like a virus. Maintenance culture is dying, coupled with inflation and so many things. So in that area, sir, we want to beg the government. Because me and you cannot do it. You don't have the equipment. I don't have the equipment. But the little we can do, government should tell us do this, and then they come and back it up. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so just an advice.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Thank you. Viewers, my advice to all of us is this. While we are waiting for government to do the needful, to give us good quality jobs and routes, and salvage us from erosion wherever it happens, we on ourselves should also do our part to see that we do what is needful to protect ourselves, our lives, and our property from being destroyed by erosion. Let's follow government policies, announcements, and regulations so that all of us will be saved to see tomorrow, and our properties will also be saved so that we can continue to use them.
And just 1 minute too. Please, I want to beg the citizenry of Asaba, patronize the PSP.
Okay.
There's every PSP in your area. Yes, the PSP might be failing in terms of service delivery, but that is not a yardstick and an avenue for you to carry your waste and pour in the drain when water is flowing. Leave it there. It will come. If you don't see him, you have DPS phone number, you have waste management board phone number, you have the PS phone number. Call him, because what goes around come around. Because everybody is saying people are pouring refuse. That is why the drains are being silted with refuse. I agree. Refuse is also playing a role, especially this corn season, sir. It's playing a role. But the other role that people are neglecting is this sand that these tippers are carrying that is silting up. At least water can flow debris, but water cannot flow sand.
All right. So thank you so much. I think we have come to the end of today's program. Thank you, Comrade OSAWARU.
Thank you very much
for coming, and Comrade Tim AGBARAGU of Biru.
Thank
you so
Thank
much.
you,
and I pray that you should work well. You should work hard.
More sensitization,
ensure that everybody is sensitized. Go round and don't depend on only radio and television. Go round and meet them one-on-one. So thank you so much, my viewers at home. I remain Gilbert Ole, your host. We'll come back again with a beautiful topic again next week. Thank you so much.